In this video, we'll look at internal styles, and we'll pick up where we left off with the last video. The last video we talked about inline styles. Inline styles, if you recall, are styles that are right on the actual HTML element or tag. For instance, the table tag here, table element. I have the style attribute, and then I put my style right on the tag itself. All right. So let's take a look at how this looks, right? In the web browser, this is what my page currently looks like. Now, if I want to put a border around all the cells, right? Like I have here, style border. And we couldn't really see this because I think of the colors, but let's just go down to the body here, and I'll do this. Notice I've got to put this on every TD tag, right? Now if I save it, you'll see what it looks like. And I'll refresh. I have my borders there. And that's fine, but the problem is, that's really repetitive. And internal styles can really help us out in this regard. So what we need to do is we'll come up here in the head section, and I'll type in the style tag or element, type attribute equals, and then once I hit equals, I get the IntelliSense that says text/CSS, and then type in the greater than sign, and it'll generate the ending style tag for me. Now what I can do is I can put TD, right, and I can paste in, because I already have it, I can, just take this out like that. So we just need the border, right, that we want, semicolon, and then the curly brace. Now, because I have it up here, and it's TD, that means every TD element in my page will take on this style, right? So if I save it, with my save button here, there it is, and I preview it in the browser, now you can see they're all there. Now, the inline style can still have an effect. I mean, we can still use it. There's still an advantage to that. I can apply this generally to all my TD tags, but let's say I want to override it. For instance, maybe in the heading, I want to make it the color, the watercolor red, and maybe I want to make the thickness 5 pixels for some reason. And I can override it here like this. Okay, and I'll save it. I keep going back and forth. I'm using Expression Web again, and I've got the HTML5 toolbar on mine, so mine might look a little different. And my doc type's probably different than what you might have, unless you did the put the add in there for HTML5. Okay, so back to this, you can see that now I overrode it. Right? So the general rule of thumb is with 3 ways to implement styles. You can have an external style, an internal style, and an inline style. And generally, the closer the style is to the actual tag or element, that style will take precedence. Okay, so I could keep on doing this, right? I could put in so now I don't really need all these. These are repetitive, right? So let's get rid of that, because having it up there in the internal style, I don't need these down here, which can alleviate a lot of things. If you let software packages generate your styles for you, sometimes Dreamweaver or even Expression Web, they will put it in every element like that, which is not really efficient. And then when you need to go change something and try to maintain your website, you've got to change it everywhere, which can be a real pain. So let's go back and look at this again. So I can refresh, and you can just see that it didn't change anything. I took that out because I have it up top. So let's add one more. So let's say for the body, right? And generally what you would do is you would put, you would start out and use the internal style when you're just testing stuff out. And later on, we'll show you how to do an external style. But I can take all this out right here. Oops, just this one right here. Control X that, and put this over here. Semicolon and a closing brace. Take off my style attribute, right? And now save it and preview it in the browser. Just go back here and refresh, right? Same thing. Nothing changes because that's up here, but it looks cleaner. The idea that I can separate my content from my style is something that you want to embrace as a web developer. You don't want to embed all your styles inside your page like this. You kind of want to start to separate it. And the next level is we'll take this to use an external style sheet, which will make it even a step further. So we would only want to use an inline style when we want to override something from an internal style. All right. So you'd want to take all these out. So for table, you could put table in here, right? And then take the table style out, right, like this. Control X, put it up here like this, and then do a brace. And I can tab over here like this. It can be on more than one line, right? And then take this out, right? Same thing for the T head. You can put the T head up here. Let's do that, right? And so I can just put the type of element right here in the internal style block, if you will, and then it should apply. So it's a C. The only one I'm missing now is the H1, right? So I'll put the H1 in. And remember, these apply to all the H1s or all the T heads in the page. And you might say, well, what if I don't want all of them to have that same style? And we'll address that in another video clip, because there's another way to do that. So let me just get rid of this so we can start there. So I think we're just about there. This is where I'm overriding something. And the style here for red, again, I've overridden what I have up here. Okay, so that's a brief overview of using an internal style. And most textbooks and examples will probably show you an internal style, because you can see the styles along with the HTML all in one glance. All right, the next clip we'll take a look at will be the internal styles. I guess I should make this internal style. Right, this is example 2. Okay, because I don't want to confuse you. So this is example 2, internal styles. And I guess you should put it down here as well, right? Internal styles, example 2. All right, there we go. So we'll save that. All right.